We open with two Fortico security guards, just doing their thing. When suddenly, boom, a cement truck pulls up. Out hop a bunch of guys who look like they just Googled bank robber starter pack, and things go sideways fast. They yank the guards out like they're evicting bad tenants, start snatching up money bags, and bam! Gunfire! Someone decided this was the perfect time to turn the scene into an action movie audition. Cut to 3 months later. Enter our brooding protagonist, Patrick Hill. But let's just call him H, because apparently full names are too mainstream. This guy looks like he drinks motor oil for breakfast and probably has a tragic backstory, but we'll get to that later. He's the new hire at Fortico, and his trainer is a guy named Bullet. Because if you're gonna work at an armored truck company, you might as well have a name that screams casual violence. Then we meet Boy Sweat Dave. Yes, that's his name. No, we're not making this up. This dude immediately starts antagonizing H, which is a bold choice considering H looks like he could bench press a rhinoceros. Their boss, Terry, gives a warm and totally not ominous welcome speech, reminding everyone about the last heist where 2 guards and a civilian got turned into human Swiss cheese. Meanwhile, another employee, who we'll call Petty McBitterpants, throws a tantrum because H is taking his spot. He even tries to karate chop him, which is a bold move when the guy you're attacking radiates will snap you in half energy. H, however, just stares him down into submission. So far, normal workplace culture. Fast forward. H and Boy Sweat Dave, I will never get over this name, are out on a job when suddenly, oh no, armed robbers. They've got Bullet as a hostage and demand the truck be stopped. Dave, now sweating more than ever, is panicking. But H is built different. He plays along, throws some money bags out like he's tipping an invisible valet, and then, out of nowhere, bang, headshot. And just like that, H flips the switch from quiet newbie to John Wick's long-lost cousin. He mows down the entire gang with the efficiency of a Roomba on a sugar rush. One guy tries to run, but H politely chases him down and gives him an express ticket to the afterlife. Now obviously, this level of heroics, read mass destruction, raises some questions at Fortico. But instead of firing him, CEO Blake Halls is like, that was sick, let's promote him. The other guards? Oh, they're basically fangirling over him at this point. But H, he's not here for clout. He's got a mission. While reviewing footage of the first heist, he locks eyes on one particular robber, but he plays it cool. Nothing to see here, folks. Meanwhile, 2 shadowy agents are watching all of this unfold, and they're convinced H is about to lead them straight to the bad guys. Which means one thing. This man is not just some security guard. He's a force of nature. An evil spirit, he said. So another robbery attempt happens, because apparently, Fortico's security standards are just vibes and prayers at this point. The crooks try to smoke out H and Dave like they're barbecuing brisket, but when H steps out, the gunmen take one look at his face and immediately nope out. H doesn't chase them. He just stands there, probably staring into their souls from across the street. Bullet sees all this and is like, okay, this dude is not normal. He calls H a dark spirit, which is just a polite way of saying, yeah, this guy definitely has a past that includes mysteriously making people disappear. Meanwhile, H decides to mix business with pleasure and hooks up with a fellow guard, Dana. But mid-pillow talk, he finds a sketchy stash of cash in her apartment. Instead of going for round 2, he shifts into full interrogation mode. Because what's more romantic than accusing your date of being a criminal? Turns out, she totally is, and skimmed the money from a past job. Classic Dana. H then calls his associate Kirsty because apparently he's been playing 4D chess this entire time. She delivers him some files he requested 5 months ago. What are they? But first, tragic backstory unlocked. Flashback time. 5 months earlier, H was having a lovely crime-free day with his son, Doogie. Yes, like Hauser. The kid's visiting from overseas and they're doing regular father-son things. Like, I don't know, definitely not getting involved in a heist. Then H gets a call from his former employer, Mike. Mike is the leader of the gang that ran away from H earlier. And he's like, hey buddy, I know you're on dad duty, but hear me out. One last job. H isn't interested in getting his hands dirty, so he just tells Mike where the truck is heading and goes back to being a responsible parent. Spoiler alert, that does not last long, because, surprise, the cement truck guys, yes, the same ones from earlier, show up to rob the truck. H, oblivious to the impending doom, is off grabbing some snacks for him and Doogie. But then it happens. One of the gunmen pulls Doogie out of the van. H sees this and sprints toward his son, like it's the final leg of an Olympic relay. And then, Scarface McGunman strikes. The dude with a scar near his eye shoots Doogie, right there, in front of H, and then shoots H too, just in case murdering his son wasn't villainous enough. Cut 2. 3 weeks later, H wakes up from a coma, probably more pissed off than any human has ever been in history. He gets hit with the worst news possible. Doogie is gone. His ex-wife, Jane, immediately blames him because, let's be real, mysterious past plus involvement with criminals doesn't exactly scream Dad of the Year. Now, let's be clear. H has one purpose in life now. Revenge. He meets up with Mike and the old crew, and they all do the, yeah, we totally feel bad about this routine before agreeing to help H track down the killers. Teamwork. Step 1, interrogation montage. The squad violently questions a team of criminals until they snitch on some criminal brothers who apparently run a human trafficking ring. Disgusting? Yes. About to meet H's wrath? Absolutely. H tracks them down, busts into their building, and boom, kills them on the spot. No speech, no warnings. Just instant karma. Oh, and he frees all the women they had captive because while H is on a personal rampage, he's not a total monster. Now, back in the present, H is still playing the long game. He's been working at Fortico for months, secretly keeping tabs on all the guards there. Turns out, those files he requested, they're background checks on every guard. Oh, and a little something extra, an autopsy report on Doogie's death. Remember the first robbery that started this whole mess? Meet the crew responsible, led by Jackson, a self-proclaimed alpha male. His team, including unhinged Jan, looks like they walked out of a Bank Heist 101 video. At their team bonding session, aka a kid's birthday party, they discuss their next heist between cake and balloon animals. Nothing says dangerous criminals like plotting murder between rounds of pin the tail on the donkey. Fast forward to the robbery, where things go smoothly until Sam spots Doogie and H. Jan, being his usual psycho self, kills the guards and empties his clip into Doogie. Jan is officially the worst person in this movie. The crew plans their final score, a cool $150 million. But Jan is a ticking time bomb, and Tom is nervous. Jackson is convinced Jan will stay in line. He won't. As the crew heads to Fortico, Bullet drops the bombshell. He's the inside man. That's right, the same dude who's been cracking jokes is actually handing out armored truck schedules like coupons. Bullet fully commits to villain mode, murdering Dana, another guard, and Dave. Bullet. What? H is furious, takes down some of Jackson's men, and gets a good look at Jan before being shot and knocked out. As the police show up, the robbers scatter. Jackson gets shot in the neck, and Jan slits his throat like it's nothing. Jan is officially a snake. Bullet tries to kill Jan but fails, and Jan blows his brains out. Jan drives off into the sunset, ready to retire as a rich, soulless monster. Except, H shows up, tosses Doogie's autopsy report at Jan, and delivers poetic revenge. 1 bullet per organ, saving the heart for last. Jan, you had this coming. H leaves without a word, because when you've just delivered the most poetic revenge ever, there's nothing left to say. H steps out of the apartment cooler than a penguin in sunglasses and is immediately met by King, the agent who's been lurking in the background this whole time like a mysterious side quest giver. King, in his most serious detective voice, assures H that the job is done. Translation. Without a word, H gets in a car with some mystery man. Who is he? Who knows? Doesn't matter. And drives off into the night. And that, my friends, was Wrath of Man. Was it entertaining? Absolutely. Would we recommend robbing armored trucks? No, obviously. Before you go, hey, if you enjoyed this wild recap of cinematic chaos, don't forget to like the video because H wouldn't want you to ignore it. Subscribe to our channel for more movie recaps, absurd humor, and general nonsense. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next recap. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.